He said it so casually, like he was asking me to pass the salt, that we should also divide my annual bonus into envelopes for his relatives. The words landed softly, almost politely, but they froze me in place. My coffee cup hovered halfway to my lips as my mind tried to catch up with what he had just said. For a second, I honestly wondered if I'd misheard him. Maybe he meant something else. Maybe it was a joke that hadn't landed yet. But his face was relaxed, confident, almost pleased with himself, as if this was the most natural idea in the world. That bonus wasn't extra money. It wasn't a surprise gift from the universe. It was overtime. It was staying late when everyone else went home. It was answering emails on weekends, missing birthdays, canceling plans. It was stress headaches, tight shoulders, and nights when sleep didn't come because my mind was still at work. That bonus was proof that I had carried more than my share for an entire year and survived it. And now, without asking, without even a pause, he was already spending it on people who had never once asked how I was doing. I slowly put the coffee cup down and asked him very carefully who exactly he meant. He didn't sense the danger. He didn't hear the warning in my voice. Instead, he leaned back and started listing names, counting them off on his fingers like he was planning a party. His parents, of course, his brother, an aunt I'd met maybe twice at loud family gatherings where no one remembered my name, even a cousin who hadn't spoken to us in years but, according to him, could really use the help. As he spoke, he smiled, not a grateful smile, not an apologetic one, a proud smile, the smile of a man who believed he was being generous, using my work, my exhaustion, my sacrifice to fund his image as a good son, a good nephew, a good relative. He wasn't offering anything of his own. He was offering me. I reminded him calmly at first that we had bills, that we had talked about saving, that I had plans for that bonus. I wanted to put part of it aside for security, part toward goals I'd been postponing for years. I wanted breathing room. I wanted peace. I wanted something that felt like progress, not just survival. He waved it all off with a single sentence. Family comes first. But I heard what he really meant. His family comes first. Not us. Not me. Not the person who had earned that money. Just the people who shared his last name. Something shifted inside me then. It wasn't anger at first. It was clarity. A quiet, steady clarity that made everything suddenly sharp and focused. I realized this wasn't about money. It was about permission. Somewhere along the way, he had decided he had the right to decide what my effort was worth and where it belonged. I looked at him and said no. Just one word. Calm, clear, no raised voice, no long explanation, no apology wrapped around it to make it easier for him to swallow. No. His smile disappeared instantly, like a switch had been flipped. The room felt colder. His posture changed. His tone followed. He accused me of being selfish. He said I didn't understand tradition. He told me I had changed since I started earning more, as if success had somehow made me worse instead of stronger. He said things like people will talk, and this is how families do things, as if shame was supposed to scare me into compliance. I listened quietly. I didn't interrupt. And as he spoke, something else became clear. He wasn't upset about the money. He was upset that I had disrupted a system where my labor benefited everyone but me. He was upset that I had stepped out of the role he'd assigned me, the silent contributor, the dependable resource, the woman who gives without asking where it all goes. I told him my income was not a community fund. I told him love isn't proven by emptying yourself for others. And I told him that if he wanted to play the generous provider, he could start with his own paycheck. The room went silent, not the peaceful kind of silence, the heavy kind, the kind that reveals truths no one wants to name out loud. He didn't argue after that. He didn't apologize either. He just sat there staring at me like he was seeing a version of me he hadn't planned for. That night, after he went to bed, I stayed up. I logged into my bank account and moved the bonus into a separate account. Not out of spite, not to punish him, but to protect myself. Because I finally understood something I should have learned much earlier. Boundaries aren't cruelty, they're clarity. I lay awake thinking about all the small moments I'd ignored before. The times he spoke for me, the times he assumed, The way my work was treated as flexible, available, endlessly shareable. I realized how easy it is for entitlement to grow quietly, disguised as tradition, as family values, as the way things are done. In the days that followed, the tension lingered. He tried to joke it away. Then he tried guilt, then silence. Each reaction only confirmed what I already knew. Anyone who feels entitled to your hard work doesn't actually respect you. They respect the benefits, not the person providing them. I didn't stop caring about family. I didn't stop being generous. I just stopped being available for exploitation. I stopped confusing sacrifice with love. I stopped shrinking to make others comfortable. And for the first time in a long time, I felt something I hadn't felt all year. Control, dignity, and peace. That bonus didn't just change my finances, it changed me.